Bandwidth for all shows on the Aussie Tech Heads network is supplied by Aussie Tech Heads web hosting. For a fast, affordable and reliable Australian server with fantastic support, contact Aussie Tech Heads web hosting at aussietechheads.com.au. Aussie Tech Heads, Australia's best hosting service.
For joining us for another week of Aussie Tech Heads. This week it's episode 376, and boy, have we got a big show this week for you guys. To find out what it's all about, we're going to introduce you to our regular hosts in a moment. And before we do, we better thank athwebhosting.com.au. And if you're looking for a nice little place to put your business webpage or blog, athwebhosting.com.au. Affordable, fast plans on fast Australian service, all the good stuff you expect from a hosting provider, from $5.95 per month. athwebhosting.com.au gets involved in some of that, and also thanks to Phase FM 104.5 FM around regional Australia, who take the show each week as well. So thanks very much. Now let's get straight into it, because as usual we normally run out of time, but let's go and talk to Warlock. Jason. Hey, Jace, how you doing?
Hey, pretty good. How's yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. What have you been up to?
Making you jealous. Or I will be.
Why? Oh, no.
Flying to Melbourne tomorrow to see the Doctor Who Symphony Spectacular with the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, and is that the one with Peter Davison? He's running the show, isn't he?
Could be, yeah. I can't remember all of the stuff about it, but I'm taking my daughter there, so I'm flying down tomorrow afternoon, and then Saturday afternoon it's on, fly back up Sunday.
Yeah, because I think Peter is in a few ABC shops as well. So,
doing signings and stuff. A lot of people I see on Facebook are like, why should I pay $1,000 to get Matt Smith's signature when I can go get Peter Davison's one? Much better.
That's right. How come it costs $1,000 or whatever? What is you got to get to the event that Matt's at, do you? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, there was this particular company that some people are not very happy about, is charging a huge price for signatures and photos and stuff. So, I went and saw Red Dwarf cast last year in Sydney, and I think I paid $250 and got a photo with everyone, and all of that was really good. But you want $1,000 for one person and their signature. It's like,
well, I remember, just quickly to finish off on this, I saw Peter Davison down at Myers at Tweed Heads when that was still a going concern down there before they ripped it down, and that was about when he was the Doctor. So that was a long time ago, maybe 83, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, and so that was pretty cool. That was good. A lot younger back then. All right, let's go across. Shane, how you going? Welcome.
Hello. Yeah, no, I'm good. Another week in paradise.
Yeah, that's good. And how are things going for you? Looks like you're in Perth over there, and looks like the sun's still up and shining.
I'm just looking at the water behind him, and I can't see any sharks. So it looks like the government fixed the problem up. No worries.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, they're focusing on crocodiles now.
Yeah, I see that. All right, now we'll come back to you in a second, Shane. And here's someone we haven't seen for a while. Hey, Eric, how you doing?
Hello, all. How are you going?
Good. What have you been up to?
Oh, same old, just busy and doing bits and pieces, and
yes,
good.
All the kids.
But good to be back.
Yep, kids back at school and all that sort of stuff.
Thank God.
Yes, that's right. You get a bit of peace and quiet there, don't you? That's good.
Yes,
that's
indeed.
Good. All right, let's as we normally do, let's start off with Shane-O and his chronology of tech with his what's happened on this day over the history of the universe. Shane, where are you taking us first?
You never do the same intro twice for this segment.
What happened?
All right, get it. I said you never do the same intro twice for this segment.
Why?
I don't know. I'm not. It's not a criticism. It's an observation.
What am I catching you off?
Do the same intro twice.
What am I catching you off guard or something?
No. The wording of the intro.
Oh, right.
I know that it's coming first up, but yeah, you never say the same thing twice.
No, it's coming from the heart every week.
Yeah,
that's why.
Ad-libbing.
That's right. All right. What do you got for us?
It's only a couple of days worth this week because I made a boo-boo last week and I put too many days in there. So I'm only doing a couple of days to kind of get back in line with the week.
All right.
So it's courtesy of Tom Merritt. And the first one we're going to do is February 1st, 1972. The first scientific handheld calculator, the famous HP35, was introduced for $395 by Hewlett Packard. It was the first handheld calculator to perform logarithmic and trigonometric, I knew I was going to trip over this, trigonometry type functions with one keystroke. February 1st, 1985 again. Shortly after its funding, the November before, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence kicked off. SETI Institute began operations.
Yeah, right. I used to do SETI, and I think most people here used to as well. Now, trigonometry, Eric, you would have done trigonometry, wouldn't you?
Indeed.
Do you still do trigonometry?
No.
What is one use for trigonometry?
Well,
pass maths
that's
exam.
A difficult answer. But look, generally, maths. The reason for maths is that obviously, other than things like it helps you, calculate things if you want to be a physicist or an engineer, right? It gives you the basic foundations of that. But more generally, maths is really, to me anyway, and to a lot of other people, it teaches you how to think.
Right.
That's the best function of maths. It teaches you how to think.
Yeah. Well, I can handle algebra and adds and subtracts and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, trigonometry sort of started getting me a bit confused. But I didn't continue with it in high school because I didn't take the the brainiac maths. I went for the smart maths, not the brainiac maths. So I sort of bypassed that a bit. But yeah, trigonometry, that was crazy. But yeah, the calculators coming up. All right, that's good. Now through the week we've also got some emails. I'm going to quickly go through with those before we get cracking on the stories. Now, a couple of weeks, was it last week or a couple of weeks ago, we had a discussion about prepaid phones off contract and phones on contract. Now, I've got a couple of thousand emails, and I picked a couple out here. Now, we've got Timo. Tim, he's on the side of Shane. Well, they're actually all on the side of Shane. They've all told me that was wrong. But yeah, he's where was he? Doesn't say where he's from, I don't think. But anyway, Tim, he says that outright mobiles can be cheaper, or at least better than the telco retail offering if you use an MVNO like a Maysim or Woolworths Mobile Optus or Boost or Aldi. So he says if you buy an iPhone 5 16 gig 869 outright, that would be $36 a month over 24 months. $35 a month for Audi brings a total to $71 a month. Yeah, and blah blah blah. I know I'm not going to go through all the maths on the show because you won't be able to keep up with it all. But he's on the side of off contract. So Brett, he's come in and he said that he's given us a bit of a rap to start with. Cheers, Brett. Yeah, been listening to you guys since 2007. Well done. Before you did the 100th episode. And listened every week since. How good is that? Now, look, we're going to maybe discuss just quickly a little bit more of this because I've got to get Eric's view on mobiles, paid off contract or on contract. I think that I said they were cheaper if you bought them on because
yes.
Well, that's how I thought. But then I suppose if you're in an area where you can't get the service, well, then possibly.
Yeah, all things being equal, they are cheaper. But there is a case-by-case basis where, some people just can't, like Brett is writing here, that the only way he could do it in order to get internet as well was to go about it in a roundabout way, right? So that works for him and that's fine. But in normal metropolitan areas, my view is that a phone is cheaper mathematically, even though Tim says here iPhone 5S 16 gig 869, that's the right price. $36 a month. Well, it's actually not $36 a month. If you drone it with Telstra for 2 years, $36 a month cuts to $18. You're only actually paying for half the phone.
Well, that's how I worked it out. Yeah, so that's in the big smoke on Telstra because I'm paying $20. Well, you might be right. $20. What is it's $20 a month, but then you get $10.
For us it was $21, right, a month. Yeah, it's $10 credit, so we're paying right. net $11 a month for the phone.
Yes.
Now times 24 months, that's not a lot of money for a phone.
That's right, and that's the angle I was coming from. But obviously, if you want more,
he's just got his maths. He's just got his maths a little bit, upside down.
But I think what he's trying to say is that he was after like more bandwidth and more calls and all that.
Yeah,
sort of stuff. It was better value.
That's right. If you need more data and Telstra don't give it to you at a decent price, and it's going to ramp up the cost of everything. Yeah, look, sometimes you've got to, go around the problem rather than straight to the problem, and whatever works for you. But if you're a normal user who's happy with 1.5 gigs or 1 gig or whatever it is, then on a plan with Telstra anyway, for me, was a lot cheaper. $8.69 outright. I'm only paying, just over a couple of $100. Or what is it?
Yeah,
$10 a month. Yeah, just 200, something like $480.
Yeah,
for my phone.
Yeah, well, mine was $20, less than 10, so it's $10 a month, pretty much. And so that's what's that? $240. That's how I look at it.
Times 2, 480, 2-year contract, 480. So that's a hell of a lot cheaper than $8.69.
Yeah, no, it's $10 a month, so it's $120 a year.
A year, yeah, but you've got your contracts for 2 years.
That's right.
So,
so 120 to 240.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, what am I saying? It's 240.
Yeah,
exactly.
240.
Exactly.
So that's a lot for me. For mine, that's a lot better. That's a lot better.
Yeah, that's right. No, sorry, mine wasn't 500. Mine's 264.
Yeah,
not 500. I was thinking $20 a month.
But I suppose,
no, mine is 21 less 10.
Yeah, so you just got to work it all out and do your due diligence, as Mark used to say, and make sure you get that right. Now, also, Brett's from Darwin, so just nice and hot and bloody stormy up there, isn't it? And he just says he bought. I bought in 2011. What's he bought? A Mac in 2011. Runs Windows on it. Is that right? Yeah,
that's what he's saying.
Yeah, it must be. So yeah, well, that's good. That's good.
He's saying here that. Hang on, what did he say? I did read this here. Where is it? I just cut and pasted this email. Anyway, you keep talking. I'll find it.
So he's running Windows 8 on a Mac. I think that's how it reads. And so so that's right. There's nothing wrong with Windows 8. So good on you. Good on you. There's nothing wrong with Windows 8. Everyone else has a bit of a dig at it, but you'd be spot on. All right. So while we're doing that, Eric, we're going to move on to some stories.
Yes.
All right. So I'm just going to stop there for a second.
Would you like me to read the compliments that he gave me?
All right.
That Eric is a top bloke, that one.
All right. Says,
hang on. We'll come back in.
There's 2 compliments.
Hang on.
Okay.
We'll come back.
Come back.
We'll come back and we'll go. We'll go from there. Look, before we get into the stories, Eric has found some compliments in the emails.
Yes, from Brett Overend up in Darwin. He's talking about how he enjoys the show, that he laughs every week as we, as you know, well, you guys do the show. I'm here very infrequently now, and so he's enjoying the show, which is good to see. And he's talking about how he agrees with Shane, and he doesn't want to buy another one on a plan because his situation is different. And I read his stats here, and he's right. And in his way, in his neck of the woods, it's better to do outright and get the extra data plans, etc., and it's a lot cheaper. Now, he said here, my reason is that I live in Darwin, and where I live, I have no access to ADSL. Tell Eric to shove his beeps about not getting NBM up his beep. Thank you. Good compliment.
So Brett, consider it shoved.
So, and a bit of feedback, and last paragraph, bit of feedback for you. Keep up the good work, and please tell Eric to beep his Apple-loving beep up his beep.
Okay. Well, consider that one up.
Thank you, Brett.
Consider that one up.
Consider it.
Yeah. Oh, you get all the good emails, Eric. I know. You get all the good ones.
Well, I'm the John Dvorak. I rile everyone up.
Oh, that's right. You're good. Just
yeah, hate it.
All right. Let's move on. Let's go over to Jace. Jace, have you got a story for us this week, please?
Yeah, Microsoft is renaming its SkyDrive cloud storage to OneDrive. The software giant has registered OneDrive.com, and the company has a promotional video on YouTube announcing the new name. Microsoft said the name change will take place soon, and the service will continue to operate as you expect, and all of your content will be available on OneDrive and OneDrive for Business, respectively, as the new name is rolled out across the portfolio. The name change comes more than 6 months after Microsoft was forced to rename SkyDrive following a trademark case with British Sky Broadcasting Group, BSkyB. Microsoft positioning the new OneDrive naming as the one place for documents, photos, and other content. Changing the name of a product such as SkyDrive wasn't easy, admits Microsoft's Ryan Gavin. We're excited about what's to come, and we can't wait to share more.
Why couldn't they call it Cloud Drive?
Yeah.
Somebody's probably trademarked Cloud Drive.
It is. It's actually, it's owned by Jungle Disk.
They got
so I couldn't call it that.
OneNote, OneDrive.
Oh, that's true.
One word.
But no CEO.
Excel,
One letter.
No CEO.
One lie.
Zero CEO.
But no CEO.
Sounding
Not
like
even one.
Sounding like a Baby Animals song. All right, so Sky B, what's Sky B or Sky TV or something? That's rubbish. Well, I can't see why how that infringe. How would you get? I think we went through
How
this
you would
before.
infringe? It's a tech company with a broadcasting company.
That's right. I've got no idea
Yeah,
how
I think they've got some sort of cloudy thing going on, so they're like, "Yeah, we'll have a go, see if we can sue them, see what happens." You know, those guys from Germany managed to get away with it, so let's piss off Microsoft too.
I think rather than having their head in the clouds, it's somewhere else.
Yeah, probably. But anyway,
They give up easy a lot now, don't they? They gave up about the Xbox. They gave up about Metro.
Oh yeah, they go, oh, it's too hard. Lawyers, help me. No.
The lawyers go, give us lots of money. No, we're not going to.
You know what they should do? They should hire Apple's lawyers. That'll show them.
Yeah, that'll sting them. Now, also
That'll
just
learn you.
sticking with Microsoft. Microsoft has beat the forecast and had strong Surface sales. So sold more than double the number of Surfaces in its last quarter.
So they sold two.
Yeah, that wasn't hard, was it?
Dual Surfaces.
They sold two Surfaces.
Attributed to the growth, to improved execution at retail and favourable reviews of the Surface 2 and Surface 2 Pro tablets, which debuted in October. For its fiscal third quarter, Microsoft is expecting revenue of $20.25 billion, where Wall Street analysts have forecast $20.47. They beat the analysts. Good stuff. That's something Apple couldn't do. Apple couldn't do that, could they? Apple misses Wall Street iPhone sales forecast.
Oh, no.
Oh, shares hammered.
Oh, no.
Hammered. So,
oh, no, poor things. They only made $15 billion.
I know.
Poor things.
In the quarter. Wall Street.
I feel bad. In the quarter, I know. I feel bad for them.
Wall Street.
Should we give him some money?
Yeah, we all should have a whip round. Wall Street was expecting Apple to sell around 55 million iPhones in the holiday quarter. Instead, Apple sold 51 million iPhones.
Oh no!
Yes,
they didn't meet the expectations of people who have never worked a day in their life. What a shame!
That's what I'm sitting there thinking. Like, how do these guys know what they should be saying? How are they forecasting all this? Like,
isn't that up to, if Tim Cook says we expect that we'll sell 50 or 52 million iPhones and they sell 51, I think everyone goes, oh, okay, we're close. Yeah. Do better next time. Come on, guys, let's get it together. But Wall Street, they're the purveyors of all knowledge. They say no.
No,
you must sell 60 million because we said you can,
and you
didn't. So we're going to dump your shares.
Well, that's what happened. Yeah, dropped nearly 8%.
I would have bought that. You should have bought them. Next week they'll probably be up 10%.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. You know, like you see this stuff going on, and you know headlines are coming out. Oh, people are dumping Apple stock and all this because they didn't meet their Wall Street target, and you're thinking as if, like as if.
Yeah. Okay, hang on. This is the same Wall Street that was the cause of the GFC, wasn't it? This is the same Wall Street that screwed everybody, and thousands of people lost their jobs, and billions of people billions of dollars were lost, and the government had to bail them out. This is the same Wall Street.
Yeah, I think
why anyone listens to these people, I have no idea.
Well, because they're in charge of all the money, I guess. But yeah, but anyway, that's someone's got to tick the box. That's how they make their yearly salary. You know, he's in a room and he's saying, well, Apple Tim Cook has said he's going to sell 51. Well, I reckon we're going to go higher than that. I got to earn me money this year. I'm going to go 52. For years, Microsoft used to report a popping revenue and profit figures that failed to move the stock. While circumstances are different, Apple is now in a similar position, offering up record-setting sales figures that aren't enough to satisfy Wall Street's voracious appetite for growth. Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah, whatever. That's right. They know it all. That's good.
They do. I'm so glad they're there. Have you seen The Wolf on Wall Street or whatever it is?
Not yet. I've got the book, though. Haven't read it, but I've got the books behind me here.
Anyone seen it?
Nope.
Shane? No?
No, not yet.
Apparently it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll go and see it.
Yeah.
I've got a gold class here I've got to use.
Oh, yeah, that's all right. I'll go and see that. Yeah. All right. Where do you go, Eric? Just to the cinema down the road? Or into the big cinema?
At Hoyt's, where can I use this? No, sorry, Greater Union or Event Cinemas, they call it now. At, Hornsby or Chatswood or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Nice work. Yeah, so there's that Australian girl in that, isn't there? Some Margot somebody.
Yeah.
She does pretty well.
And I'm not going to see that movie just to see her sans clothing. Not going for. I'm going to see it for the articles.
Yes, you're gonna put a towel over your head, aren't you, when she's on screen?
That's right. I'm watching for the articles.
Yeah, that's right. Now, what about if you want to listen to more articles and not just from us? What about Aussie Tech Radio? AussieTechRadio.com. You can go and grab. I don't know, all manner of tech shows from Australia and New Zealand. So there's more from Australia, a couple from New Zealand, but go and check them out. AussieTechRadio.com. It's Shoutcast. You can get an app. You can stream it to your phone. You can stream it on the webpage, whatever you want to do. And it's all 24/7. And new shows every Friday. So don't forget about that. And also the paper every day, twice a day. Hey, going back to the 1970s with the morning and evening paper. AussieTechheads.com.au/paper. And it just doesn't have tech stories. It's got, I don't know, human interest stories. It's got business stories. It's got everything. Every story's in there. So go and have a check that out. Format's nice on the iPad too. It's beautiful. And,
very nice.
Very nice. Subscribe to that and you'll be right. All right. Heaps more to come. So let's go on with this. All right. And... Shane, how you going over there? You got any stories for us?
I've only got a couple this week. It's a bit light on for stuff over here. First one that I'll start with is a company that's got claims to have a system that will get around the problem that that people have with PIN numbers occasionally, and the fact that they can be swiped and the barcode's read and that sort of thing. Company called, where does it say the company's name? TriPin claims to have a solution to the problems that I mentioned. Basically what they're saying is that they're, on the story it's got like a video of how it works, but instead of just using numbers, you use a combination of numbers, symbols and colours to actually store they still call it a PIN number, but obviously it's made up of all this other stuff.
A PIN code, it would be called.
PIN code, yeah.
PIN
exactly,
code.
Not just a number.
Pick.
And it goes on to sort of say that ATM machines and other such things can be upgraded via software. So that'd be pretty simple. And, obviously it'd have to be a fairly new ATM kind of thing. It doesn't actually say, or I can't see where it says how things like the actual credit cards can be updated, but I guess that's the same sort of thing. It can be updated via software. And the symbols and colours and numbers and everything that gets used in that PIN code can be stored in there somewhere. But if you're still storing anything in the card, I can't see how that kind of gets around the problem, whether it be a PIN number or a code or it's got colours or whatever. I can't see how it gets around the problem of skimming and things like that.
Well, I thought the future of this was your biometric fingerprint. Well, that's where Apple was taking it all, wasn't it? Or is that...
There's only one problem with that. If you go to a really rough neighbourhood, they'll just chop your thumb off.
Oh yeah, true. That's right.
It's that simple. Bolt cutters, bang, you're gone. It's done in less than 5 seconds.
So the new biometric stuff can detect if there's blood flowing through it and if it's alive or not.
Still not going to stop them.
No.
Until they work it out. They go, oh, sorry, it didn't work. But sorry about your thumb, mate.
Here it is here. It's a bit blue.
I'll apologise. They're very polite. Yeah. Sorry, we need your money.
What's your address? If it doesn't work, I'll post it.
Got to pay rent. I'll have to chop your thumb off. Sorry about that. But, you can have fun with it.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, we're not using
around the corner.
Well, as long as it's not retina technology.
Yeah.
Because then you're in trouble.
Your eye out.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a voice pin. That might be the go. A voice.
My voice is my passport. Identify me.
What about, someone gets your voice off a podcast and then just meshes it up and plays it in front of the...
Oh. Haven't you seen the movie Sneakers? They did that.
Oh, did they? I haven't seen that movie.
Very easy to replicate voices.
Robert Redford and everything.
Oh,
you know what it should be? You know what it should be?
What?
Farts. Because everyone's got a different sound and a different smell.
Yeah. What about those millions of iPhone fart apps?
There you go. Yeah, but different sound, different smell. It's a sound and smell ATM.
Well, what about someone just holding you by the neck and just punching you in the guts?
And
what if you had a particular type of dish the night before that you don't normally have?
Mexican.
Or Indian.
Yeah, lentils.
Sorry, your cold has been neglected.
or you're in a hurry, but you just haven't. You need $1,000 before the I don't know, before the electricity runs out, and you
Yeah, that's right.
and you go and you just can't manufacture one. You're just stuffed.
And you can't. Or worse still, you soil your pants.
Well,
Then what?
What?
Get your $1,000, but it's going to be an uncomfortable trip
oh,
home.
look, if
Clean
that
up in aisle 3.
if that happened to me, I'd be smearing it all over that keypad. Teach them a
Yeah,
lesson.
that'll learn you.
What about-
That'll learn you, ATM.
when I worked at fixing up computers and desktops and stuff for CBA, they had a couple of my co-workers were working this particular branch, and this guy came in yelling abuse at the staff, and they managed to calm him down. They're like, "Wait, why are you so angry?" And he said, "You see that ATM out the front there?" They're like, "Yeah." He said, "Somebody's painted it. That's what I'm upset about." And they're like, "Yeah, well, there's a lot of graffiti and scratch marks and stuff all over it, so we got it painted up." And I said, "I don't know what my PIN number is. I scratched it on the front of there so that every time I came, I could read the number and type it in. Now the machine's at my card, and you guys have just gone and painted over. I don't know how to get my money out. Now I've got to get money out. I've got to pay the rent."
What an idiot.
That'd be so annoying.
What an idiot.
Why didn't he just get it tattooed on his arm or something? Like, why did he? Oh, yeah.
Here's an idea. Write it on a piece of paper and mail it to his mother.
Well, how about just remembering it?
It's four numbers, you dumbass. It's 4 numbers. God.
I'll tell you what everyone's pretty angry about as well is the Angry Birds website was hacked. And I know that the attack followed the publication of leaks that indicated the US spy agency and its British counterpart, the GCHQ, had obtained data released by at least one of the Angry Birds games. The company said it did not collaborate or collude with any government or spy agency. On Monday, the New York Times, ProPublica, and The Guardian all posted copies of documents obtained from good old Eddie Snowden, that suggested NASA, the NSA actually, and Britain's GCHQ had worked together since 2007 to develop ways to gain access to information from applications for mobile photos. Now, here it gets interesting here, where it says that there's this report in 2012. It was a GCHQ report, specifically referred to the ability to snatch details about a user if they had installed Angry Birds onto an Android device. There you go. The report said that the data could include information about the owner's age, sex, location, and even if they were currently listening to music or making a call. It added that the range of information depended on blah, blah, blah. Following the news, Rovio posted a blog saying it would now reconsider how it shared data with its partners. But I mean, why would the NSA be interested in this sort of stuff? What are you doing when you install the game? You listen to music or what are you doing? Like, what? It must just go further than that. There must be more information comes out of it.
I don't know if people really listen to Justin Bieber or not.
Well, yeah.
No one cares about him.
You see, they want to kick him out of the US now.
Yeah, they got a petition, 111,000 signatures to send him back to Canada.
They need 10,000 to make it legit.
Yeah, right.
They won't look at it unless they get 100,000. They got 111,000 now.
So isn't it like if it's over 100 or something, then it has to be tabled or something?
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It has to be seriously considered, apparently.
Yeah,
awesome.
So now it's it must have been tabled. Obama will have to decide. Shall he go or stay?
Obama to decide, really? How much time do you have?
You're like Justin Bieber girls. Yeah, we love him, Daddy. Oh, crap. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. You sure you like Justin Bieber? You sure you're not onto One Direction now?
But his trail of wreckage has started here on the Gold Coast, didn't it? When he started scrawling his muck all over the walls.
Scribbling everywhere.
Yeah. Well, there you go. See, he gets deep and deep in the trouble. See, today graffiti, tomorrow drugs.
More graffiti.
That's right. Colourful graffiti.
Well, he got arrested for drunk driving recently too, and he spits on his fans. So
he spits on his fans.
Yeah,
apparently, he does.
Out on the balcony out the front of his apartment, and all the girls down there. Oh, I love you, and he's like, got one.
But was it like?
Thank you for spitting on me. I got spit on by Justin. I'm good.
Yeah,
Never gonna wash my face again.
But was it a thank you spit or just a getaway spit?
No, he's just like, see what I can do.
Maybe a bit of both. Maybe a bit of both. Thank you. Now get away.
Or he just had a snot burger up his nose and just had to get rid of it. Maybe he didn't care.
He just bottle it up and sell it on eBay.
Yeah, didn't care what sort of spit it was. Just popped it out.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. Old Justin Bieber, eh? Yes, very well. Now, don't forget our little Aussie tech news Twitter account. You want to follow Aussie at Aussie Tech News, and you'll get three little tweets in your inbox or whatever your timeline or whatever you want to call it. Every half an hour, I think, it goes off. And it goes off every half an hour. 3 little tweets. So get involved in some of that at Aussie Tech News. All right, well, that's another 10 minutes. Getting through them now.
Yeah.
We're going to come back to you, Shane. You still awake?
Yeah, I'm just opening up my can. I was waiting for the break so I could open up my can and not make any noise.
Don't you have a mute button?
I try and do stuff in between. It was like last week, I'm like, mute. I got to blow my nose, and then Glenn switches the camera over to my feed, and I'm like, oh, you idiots.
I try not to
He's
do
like,
that.
quick, switch back, switch back.
Yeah, I try to get you all normal. All right.
Try and get me normal. with that.
No. All right, so the stream's out of sync too, Will said. But it's better than Tuesday night, couldn't watch it all.
You're out of sync. The whole freaking system's out of sync.
That is all
That's
out
right.
of sync. All right, and we'll come back and go,
You can't handle the sink
we can't handle the sync. Shane,
or the bathroom.
Shane, where are we going now? Please.
All right, the next story I wanted to talk about is Wikipedia have announced, or via their, I don't know if it's a sub company or an organisation within Wikipedia called WikiVIP, announced a program with a demo recording from British personality Stephen Fry, Apollo C astronaut, and some other recordings. Basically, what they're doing is they've launched a program where I don't know how, if it's only for the people that are still alive or whether they've got recordings of people that have passed away, but they're now adding audio to Wikipedia ads about people and what they've done. So in theory, you can look up Martin Luther King Jr. and hear his speech, JFK, that sort of thing. He goes on to say that the actual program does also allow, if you're one of those people that happen to have a Wikipedia page about yourself, you can actually record your own kind of recording. But it does make a point to say that you got to get it right the first time because you get one shot at it. So if you sneeze or you blow your nose, then people are going to hear that for eternity.
Couldn't you make a recording at home, get it right, and upload it?
Yeah, probably. I was thinking that when I was reading that bit, I thought there's got to be other ways around.
Got to be able to get away because one take. I mean,
Yeah, that's too
you give me one actor that likes doing one take. They like to get it right.
Yeah, what happens if a spider fell into your lap or something?
You know, you're saying, and my name's so-and-so and blah, blah, and your kid walks in, Dad, and you go, what?
Yeah. No, I knew about you.
Oh, don't.
Yeah, so, well, it's not just for dead people, because Stephen Fry announced a with a
No, what I was saying was I don't know how they would actually do, obviously, people that have passed away. They're probably getting...
Well, look, I think most famous, or not famous, I hate that word famous, most well-renowned people who have succeeded or are successes in their life, there's usually a recording of them somewhere.
Notable. Yeah, normally there's something hanging around.
Notable people. There's usually a recording somewhere.
Yeah, well, that would be interesting. I'd like that. You know, every now you'd go and see, every now and then because I look up some biographies on Wikipedia
All the time. Yeah, all the time.
You're watching TV or you're doing something or whatever you're doing, and you think, oh, what's she or what she done?
I do that all the time. Yeah, I do that. I've seen her before.
Yeah.
And you look it up, and you think first you go to the IMDb where the show is, and then you look up, oh, that's right, that's her.
Yep, the IMDb app on my Android tablet.
Yeah.
It's always with me there.
Yeah.
And then you look her up on Wikipedia and think, oh, right, that's right.
That's what they're in, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe they were in that thing from 10 years. I didn't even recognize them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I do it all the time.
Well, something that you won't be recognising probably, or the little kids of tomorrow won't recognise, is the iPod. Apparently, the iPod is nearly, so as if you believe the rumours, at the end of its line and life. 12 years, 26 devices. The generation-defining iPod range looks like it's about to fade into history. When the iPhone was launched in 2007, Steve Jobs joked that it was the best iPod we've ever made. So there you go.
Well, it's 7 years on this coming January. It's actually now, this month.
Yeah.
7 years on since he made the announcement for the iPhone, which was released in June of that same year. But so it's 7 years.
So now, I know, Eric, you've got a few iPods, but I guess yours would be all in the cupboard.
No, tell you the truth, I've only ever had I had the first iPod Touch, the very first one, and prior to that I had What's that one they had before that? Go back to that graphic you had up a minute ago.
I got this little shuffle one.
The iPod, the Nano,
yeah.
the Nano. I've had 2 Nanos, and I've had an iPod Touch. That's it.
Now,
And then once I got the iPhone, there was no need to use any of that stuff.
now how does now that's you can see there that everyone knows what the shuffle looks like.
The Nano with the wheel, I had. Yeah, like I had the Nano with the wheel.
Now this
That's
is
right, the classic one. I think it's
Yeah.
well, this is my $10 surprise Kogan gift. That's what I got for it.
So basically,
This one.
total copyright rip-off,
I know.
basically.
How do these guys get away with that, and then Microsoft can't use bloody SkyDrive for
Yeah,
their...
because Microsoft always... Kogan doesn't give a rat's.
Yeah, oh, well, maybe
Microsoft's not in China.
they're not what?
Microsoft's not in China. Yeah, the funny thing about the copying stuff, there was a lot of news recently that the Samsung Galaxy Gear is such a bomb that not even the Chinese will do knockoffs of it.
Yeah. Well done.
Nice.
Congratulations.
I said, you guys got to knock off this one. There's no point. Nobody wants the damn thing. Forget it.
Forget about it. Now, Jace, what's going on with digital TV? You got a story about that?
Digital TV's doing a change just when you think you've got your set-top box sorted out. Australia's digital switchover is complete, but now it's time to reshuffle all the channels to make way for new mobile services.
Oh.
Australia's 3-year digital TV switchover finally came to an end in December as the last analogue channels were switched off in Melbourne and Sydney. While there was a major awareness campaign surrounding the digital switchover, the digital retune has received very little attention. This was probably a deliberate strategy to avoid confusing people by throwing too much information at once. When the retune reaches your area, you'll see a few ads pop up on television, as they recently have had in Melbourne. These frequencies are now earmarked for high-speed mobile band services and were sold off in last year's digital dividend spectrum auction, which raised just under $2 billion.
Sweet.
The digital retune, known in the industry as a restack, is basically a shuffling of all the digital channels to free up a 126 megahertz block of UHF spectrum around the 700 megahertz range. These frequencies are now earmarked for high-speed mobile broadband services and were sold off in last year's digital dividend spectrum auction, which raised just under $2 billion. Telstra snapped up the bulk of the spectrum, with Optus and TPG grabbing the rest.
Now,
So, see that come up for a bit, and then you'll have to rescan all your channels with your set-top box or TV.
now all the people...
Unless you got Foxtel, then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Or unless you got the government that's probably going to pay to come and get someone to come out and do it for you.
For $800.
Yeah, no, 16, please. That's a difficult job. So we've just gone through. They've
Glenn's
paid.
going to get a lot of work.
They've paid $800 to put a set-top box in when people could go to JB buy one for 40. Right?
Unfortunately, for more than 50% of the population are quite stupid, and they wouldn't know what end to plug into what end. That's the unfortunate reality of it.
Yeah, maybe then people need to go to school. Yeah. So in Sydney and Melbourne, you guys are seeing things saying that the channels are going to restack and stuff like that.
Maybe what's a TV station? I don't watch free to air.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know. I don't watch. Everything I watch is on Foxtel, so I don't see the ads. They'll probably be advertising it on Channel 9 every now and again in the near future, but I haven't seen it, and I very rarely watch TV anyway these days. If I do, it's all pre-recorded, and I'll just sit down and fast forward the ads and
yeah. Now I'll tell you what do I think is stupid. Now you probably noticed this. Jace, are you a Foxtel watcher yourself?
I was a while ago.
What about you, Shane? Are you Foxtel or just free to air?
And probably more. I'm more free to air, but the rest of the family is more Foxtel. Now,
just before, I think it was it New Year's Eve or somewhere around there, we lost 2 channels. We lost TV1 and we lost the Sci-Fi channel. Now, incredible.
But they were just rebranded.
I know. They're playing exactly. The reason we lost them, I heard the reason that they went was because they were too dear. Foxtel wouldn't pay them what they wanted, to continue with their services. So now they called it TV Hits or something.
TV Hits, and then Sci-Fi is called Sci-Fi
with a SY.
Spelled differently.
FY.
Yeah, spelled differently.
That was a rebranding done in the US because you can't copyright or trademark SCIFI because it's just short for science fiction. So they made it SYFY, and they can copyright and trademark that.
Right.
But I mean, what? But that does it really?
But TV Hits plays the exact same shows as TV1.
I know, because they carry on. This will be the last Seinfeld marathon I'm thinking, no, it won't be because
No, it won't.
it's the same
gonna
crap.
Easter's coming up,
Yeah,
and
that's
they
right.
always play them over Easter.
Yeah, it's the same.
We used to love doing desktop support for TV1 because I swear they would not employ any women who were under an 8 out of 10.
That's
It's
very
like,
unfortunate.
can I go fix their computers? Please, please, I want to go there. This
That's
is
very
awesome.
unfortunate.
Oh, I hope you still got that contract. That'd be all right.
Don't work for that company anymore.
Oh.
Stupid.
Yeah. So, okay, that's very interesting. Yeah. Anyway, that's my little don't know wonderment of the month. Is I just found that.
Would you like some quick Apple stories?
Give us
Quick
one.
ones.
Give
Just
us.
just headlines.
Yep. Go.
Apple, Microsoft, and other tech companies to help fund broadband in 15,000 schools in the US. There you go. During the 2014 State of the Nation address, President Obama announced that a handful of major tech companies are helping to fund broadband for 15,000 schools. Okay, it doesn't tell me how much it's going to cost, anything like that, but that I can put that in the show notes if you wish.
Hmm.
The next one is Apple TV, they're calling it iTV.
Yep.
Release date, news, and rumors.
Hockey puck or screen?
No, actual screen.
Oh.
Set-top box.
It says here that it's coming soon, late March 2013 was the first date, and now it's early 2014 is the rumor.
Oh, that's now.
That's now. So this quarter. Now, normally in January, don't Apple normally have some sort of show, WWDC or something? Is it normally in January, Jason?
I think they dropped out of all of those so that they can do
No,
their own
not
shows.
Macworld and CES. They have their own one.
Oh, the developers conference.
Yeah, I think that's in June.
Yeah,
that's in June. Yeah, they don't do anything in January anymore, do they?
No.
Because they normally announce something in June.
Might be March, April, or something.
Yeah, because they normally announce something in the first half of the year and something else in the second half of the year.
Yeah, they're spreading everything out. They'll do an iPad one, and they'll do a phone one, and they'll do a Mac one. So try and keep it spread out now.
Yeah, so it should be, and the rumors continue that the TV could be a 4K system.
January's earmarked for beer fests. That's why they've dropped it.
Oh, there you go. That must be the reason.
There was a story that we did on the Aussie Mac Zone on whenever it was the last episode, and it went on about and blah blah blah. Tim Cook got up at one of the very frequent Apple beer fests held at the campus. I'm thinking, what is this beer fest? It sounds good, doesn't it? It's Oktoberfest. It's an Apple beer fest, so it sounds alright.
It's a lot of people. God, have you ever seen the campus, Jason, in Cupertino?
No, I saw they were doing a new spaceship one, but
they are. They're building that right next door, where the Hewlett-Packard site was, and they bought all the land there.
Have you been to it, Eric?
Yeah, I've been to it.
You've walked inside?
I just parked outside and had a look around.
Right.
I didn't want to go in and be
just watching the guards to see what time they knock off and do the switch over.
That's right, just casing the joint.
They got more security than JB Hi-Fi.
So if you go to Google Maps and just type in Apple Cupertino and look at the size of this thing, it is absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. Quite an impressive structure.
Yeah. Well, they've got to house a lot of people, haven't they?
Oh, there's thousands of people there.
Yeah, heaps and thousands and thousands and thousands. All right, we'll stop again there. Beautiful. All right, now who's next? Oh, Jason's still got more stories.
Sure, why not?
Hang on, I'm not finished. Hang on, not on yet. Sorry, I'm just seeing what you've got there because I haven't really seen these yet. So you've just got two more. So you've just got the Facebook, Twitter to remove. Was that last week's or this week's? Facebook, Twitter.
No, we didn't do that.
Oh, okay. I thought I'd seen that one.
We ran out of time, so I just left it there.
Developer begs for lawsuit. Oh, the Candy Saga. All right.
Yeah, they're doing a backlash. They've done it before, and it's hilarious.
All right, we'll go into that then in a second.
Did Shane get a story for the Lenovo purchase?
No,
but I didn't really get that.
Okay.
Did you get was there a Motorola one? Do you know about that, Shane?
That's it. It's Motorola from Google for $1 billion.
Lenovo's buying. Oh, okay, right, okay, all right. We'll maybe just mention that, but we'll go back with Candy Crush. Ah, Candy Crush. Riz's ugly little head again. Jace, why?
Never goes away, this one. And this is
Crush 'em.
hilarious. The developers are begging for lawsuits and they flood the app stores with Candy Saga games. The mobile game developer community hasn't taken too kindly to King trademarking the words Candy and Saga and has decided to respond the best way it knows how, by trolling. Several indie developers over the past week have been participating in a Candy Jam, a development event that runs through February 3rd and aims to flood app stores with games that contain the words Candy and Saga in
Oh,
their
it's
titles.
gold.
Among favourites released so far are Candy Escape Goat Saga and
Ooh.
Candy Puppet Saga, the saga of crushing candy. And you can follow all of the zany candy crushing antics of the Candy Jam developers by checking out the Candy Jam hashtag on Twitter. Now, they've done this before. There was a guy who, I think he tried to trademark the word edge. And so he went around and told everybody who had the word edge in there that they had to remove it. So everybody renamed all of their apps with the word edge at the end of it just to annoy him. And
Don't you love
eventually he gave up. And so this kind of thing they don't take kindly to. And they've got so many different people. Apple's not going to just go, come on, let's get all of our workers here to go through, sift through and search for the word Candy and Saga. And we have to email each one of them individually. It's going to go, look, you guys get your lawyers on this something. I don't know. I give up.
Yes, but yeah, how does that work? We'll go to Eric because he might know the answer. How does that work, Eric? You know how if you got a trademark, you got to defend it, and then
Yes.
if this gets like ridiculous, you know, like the candy, what was it? Candy Chasm Saga, the Sugar Candy Store game, and the Candy Scapegoat Saga. Like, if these are all out there, King Kong or whoever they are, are they obliged to contact each and every one of these people to protect them?
Yeah, they are, if they want to. Because, look, to me, if you got a game, this is the Candy Crush people that are moaning about this.
Yeah.
If you've got a game called Candy Crush, everyone knows it's Candy Crush, right? Now, if someone comes up with another game that says, you know, something else candy, everyone's going to know it's just a knockoff. But a lot of people get very protective about the word candy. Now, it's going to be very hard to trademark the word candy because it's a generic word. It's, you can't really,
That's right.
you know what I mean?
But it passes
So they
through,
can't,
that's the problem.
Candy
It
Crush
passes through.
as one
And so
word.
they're going back and suing people who previously had a game, even like 2 or 3 years ago, called Candy Slot Machine and Peter's Saga.
Surely they
Adventure and
can't
stuff
sue
like
someone.
this.
Surely they can't sue someone retrospectively. Wouldn't it be the other way around?
Well, that's
the
right.
people that had candy slot machine game, they're thinking, hang on a minute, I'm suing you.
Yeah, that's right. We
But they got
first.
prior art. Prior
Yes.
art's the word.
Prior, so.
And what about
Look,
Iggy Pop?
I think. Yes, exactly. Well, look, it's difficult. I think they are obliged to send a cease and desist and see what happens. But it's either that or you lose. You don't lose the right to use your name, but you can't stop other people using their name if you don't try and fight it off.
One of the problems with that is when they contact Apple support and say other people have got candy in there, Apple just wipe them, no questions asked, and then try and deal with any kind of backlash that comes from the people who previously had it there. So the problem is a lot of people end up losing revenue because somebody said, hey, my game has got that name, I've copyrighted or trademarked it, then you have to prove
it's
that
very,
you're the
very
person.
silly.
Yeah.
It's very, very silly. You know, my best company name is Alliance Partners, right? There's companies called Alliance Business Partners, Alliance something else. What am I going to do? Sue everybody with the name Alliance? Give me a break.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone knows who I am.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
but have you got the trademark?
Stupid.
Have you got a trademark on?
No,
that?
I don't have the trademark.
Oh, so you've just
just a company name.
Yeah. So it is ridiculous.
It's just silly.
Yeah. But if you decided 10 years down the track that one of these Alliance business partners you didn't like, maybe that they've thrown some cow manure at you in the street. So would you go? Would you go then and say, "Well, I can now stop you. I want."
I would only do something like that if they besmirch my good reputation.
By throwing cow manure on you.
That's right. You know, the only thing look at the end of the day, a trademark basically protects the exact name that you've got. So no one else can use Alliance Partners or Aussie Tech Head.
Yeah.
If someone wants to come up with Aussie Bonehead, good for them. You know, and let's face it, there's plenty of them, right?
There's an opening.
There's plenty of Aussie Bonehead. Just go over the barley. There's lots of them.
All right. Any more stories from anyone? Did anyone have any? I think Jace might have had one more.
Yeah, major social networks such as Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus will be directed to remove bullying and other harmful online content under a federal government proposal. But those involved say the proposal could ignore smaller networks such as Snapchat and fail in its goal of stamping out online bullying. As foreshadowed, the government is currently consulting with the industry and child safety groups on the proposal, which would see a senior Commonwealth official appointed as e-safety commissioner. The commissioner would field complaints about content online and direct large social media sites such as Facebook and Twitter to remove offending content. Those that fail to comply could face formal warnings, infringement notice, and civil penalties. It's clear that parents and others caring for children want more help and better tools to keep their children in their care as safe as possible when they use the internet. When a child falls victim to cyberbullying, it can be hard to get the harmful material down fast, and with current laws, cyberbullies may not realise they are breaking the law. This is what these measures are designed to address.
Interesting. Well, yeah, so I suppose something's got to be done, hasn't it? Somewewhere.
Yeah, that going on. Unfortunately, online sites, people make up face accounts to harass people. But the other big news, of course, that Shane had mentioned to us earlier is that Lenovo is paying Google $2.1 billion to buy Motorola.
Yeah, right.
Now, Google bought it for something like 13.
Oh, dear.
But they're keeping all the patents, and they're also keeping the research and development group, which is making those modular phones that we've mentioned before, where you buy a basic phone and you can plug on whatever camera you want, 2 megapixel, 20 megapixel, whatever you like, put on a better microphone, different colors, add on a webcam and a camera, whatever you like, better sound, and that sort of thing. So
what's Lenovo buying? The stationery?
Well, they're buying the normal phones that are already out there, anything in the pipeline like that, and I guess they get a license to the patents.
To go,
But another thing that's good that's come out of this is Google have said to Samsung to stop putting all their crapware on the Samsung phones.
Right.
And try and get as close to the Google experience as possible because it's just taking up so much room. I mean, you buy a 16 gig Samsung phone and 8 of it's gone for, all their funky things like the phone knows when you're watching a video, and if you take your eyes away, it'll stop the video and stuff. It's just, or if you can put your finger, an inch above the screen and move your finger around and stuff like that, it can detect it. And Google's just like, settle down, guys. Come on, this is too much rubbish. Just set it as a normal phone, so Samsung
so they can be used.
Great.
Now, I got an Android question. And now it's to do with, I picked up an Android tablet the other night because someone come around here, they wanted to play Minecraft with the kids, and they had the Minecraft PE, but for some reason they couldn't join in because they had an outdated version of it. So I went, So I thought, okay, well, we'll just go to the Play Store and we'll update it. Like, easy sort of a task, you would imagine. But there was no Play Store. And I couldn't find a play. I didn't know what to do. There was no Play Store.
Where did you get your Android tablet from?
Well, no, it wasn't mine. It was someone that came here, so I'm not sure where it came from.
Yeah, they got a cheap Asian knockoff from somewhere for like $50, and they don't get approval for Google Apps, Google Play Store, or any of that. So they don't get Gmail, they don't get Google Drive, they don't get the Play Store. There are ways to hack those things onto there if you root the device and get access to the ROMs. You can
but they must
find the packages online to install them, but that doesn't come standard with it because it's not approved Google.
Right, because at the end of the night, I played for about 20 minutes. I thought, no. And so I give it back. And at the end of the night, I asked the mother of the child, I said, what's going on with this? I said, I couldn't find the Play Store. She goes, oh, no, it's something else. It's called something else store. And I thought, well, there has to be some sort of...
Dodgy store.
There has to be some sort of store because...
The Play Store.
Yeah.
The Play Store from Gaggle.
The PLAYE store. Ye good old shoppy. Play store. Yeah, all right, okay. So okay. That's interesting. So what happens there? So you either hack it, but they would have done the Minecraft, the download Minecraft from somewhere. But anyway.
Yeah, they got the APK unsigned from somewhere and stuck it on there. Probably none of the stuff on there has been paid for. They went to Joe's download site, what's got all that good stuff on there. And honestly, no viruses and nothing hacked, and we won't do nothing bad. We can install it on there as a third-party APK.
All right, stop there.
Rubbish.
Stop there.
Rubbish.
Now, I think this is the last segment. And now I've got one more story to go, then we'll just do a bit of a fill-in. All right. We'll better hear from Shane. I think he's gone to sleep out there at the beach.
I'm still here. I've got some discussion topics in the show notes.
Oh, okay. Well, you bring them up. I've got one more story, and then it's just open slather. Now, don't you just love opening another segment with noises just like that? So, now, here's a story. Fans of Prince have expressed shock at the musician's 22 million legal action against 22 people for posting copies of live performances online. Oh, he's not happy. He's done this before, and he keeps on doing these sort of things. Bootleg recordings are a bone of contention with his fan base, who are frustrated that the material has not been made commercially available. In 2007, Prince launched a legal action against the Pirate Bay, well-known website offering links to pirated material. The case was never followed through. Pirate Bay has been blocked in countries. The courts have demanded ISPs block the Pirate Bay, specifically in the Netherlands. And I think this week the courts have come out again. They must have had after an appeal or something and said, "Nah, let them go through. Let them go through." There we're right. Because apparently the ISPs won the case, and then it must have been the film industry or whoever was taking the Pirate Bay and forcing the ISPs to block it. They had to pay damages because apparently on appeal the court said, "Well, it hasn't really stopped piracy, has it? So therefore, why are we stopping it?" And then
That's the point. Yeah.
And then
Prince has dropped that case as well.
Has he? He did. What did he just want?
In later news. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like, yeah, whatever.
He just wants to get into the limelight because he's got a new album coming out or something. He just
Yeah,
wants
probably a publicity stunt. I'm suing you, by the way. Buy my new album.
Yeah, but 22 people he's suing. 22 million, a million each. How do you like them?
Yeah,
How do you like
why
them?
not?
Look, here he is. How do you like them apples? All right. Now, Shane, what did you want to talk about?
Yeah, just to follow up on what we were talking about before the break with the Motorola thing. Lenovo has also recently purchased IBM's low-end server line. I'm not sure if it's the X series or Z series, but so just looking over their history, Lenovo started out by buying IBM's ThinkPad range. Then they bought the low-end range. Now they've bought Motorola off of Google. I want to just want to know kind of what their game plan is.
Yeah, they're like ASUS, who started out as a company that just made motherboards for other companies, and then once they'd learned how to do it really well, they started manufacturing their own, and then they went into their own computers and laptops and so on. So Lenovo has done the same thing. Originally, they started out like that, and then IBM wanted to outsource their desktops and laptops because there wasn't that much money in it. So Lenovo said, yeah, we'll take that over, and now they're looking to expand to become a bigger company too, I would say.
So ASUS didn't want to put their name to a finished product until they'd perfected it. They didn't want to put their name to rubbish.
Well, no, they just started off saying these other companies were like, well, we need somebody to build the boards. I think it's like Dell or something like that. And so they said, well, we'll find a company. These guys said they can do it. They can charge the right price. So ASUS is like, yeah, we can do that for you. And they started doing it, and they're doing it. They got really really good at it. And then, Dell or whoever it was is doing the R&D and teaching them, okay, now you do this, and here's our next evolution from that. And they learned and they adapted and got better at it doing it for Dell. And then they're like, well, if we do it for them, we might as well just do it ourselves and sell our own ones. So they used all the information they learned from these other companies to set out on their own. So Lenovo, I think, is doing the same sort of thing. Now they're expanding into other areas where they can make a lot more money as well, because as IBM found out, you can make a lot more money in services these days than you can in actual hardware.
Well, I've got an ASUS motherboard in my machine. So they're good.
Yep.
Like them. And I did a lot of research before I bought my new one, and ASUS came up trumps. So, yeah, I was happy with that.
Yeah, I did research for mine. I ended up with AS Rock, but that's another story of exactly the same sort of thing. They started out doing stuff for other people, and now they make their own.
And any more, Shane? I think you had
Yeah, I had a couple. The other one that I want to have a quick chat about was Edward Snowden, the guy who's been leaking all this information and used to work for the NSA, has been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize by 2 Norwegian politicians.
Well, there you go. He won't get it. Do they give it to?
But
Hey,
have a go.
oh, he can have a go. But like,
As long as there's a go.
yeah, but he's not like. Is he likely? Has he got a shot being an outcast?
No.
Yeah.
Well, according to the story that I've just done across by The Guardian, basically their logic behind it is the fact that if he hadn't done what he did, we wouldn't be having all these conversations about privacy and snooping and that sort of thing. And because of what he's done, he's basically forced governments and agencies, so on and so forth, to either get rid of that sort of thing or make it more transparent. So effectively, he's made the world a better place, according to these two Norwegian politicians.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, just going back to that Angry Bird story, like, why would the government be interested in just collecting that information? Like, is it just because they just want it? Like,
There's nothing better
to collect all the things.
Bored.
Yeah. I just don't understand. Like, how is that going to help in any way? Is that going to help us as a unified society? Is it somehow going to benefit our cause, purposes, or protection? Who knows? But anyway, that's something to ponder on for this week. Okay, I think we're just about done. Has anyone else got anything else? Eric, you're finished?
I'm done.
You're done? Jace, he's done? Well,
Done like a dinner.
And Shane?
The other thing I was going to touch on was that Perth could actually be getting the Labor's version of the NBN with any luck.
Oh, why is that?
So apparently the Senate were having their Senate meetings about the NBN over here in Perth this week, and Lana McTinnan, who's the member for Perth, has jumped up and down about the state of there was a report that came out amongst these Senate meetings that the copper network's a bit dodgy in some places, and apparently Perth is one of those places.
Right.
So they're looking at, it was muted that potentially Perth and other places with dodgy copper network would hopefully get the Labor's version of the NBN, so it would be fibre to the home.
They should have just stuck it in the poo pipes. Would have saved a lot of money. What is the latest on that, Eric? Do you got anything on NBN?
Nothing.
Nothing going on your way?
No, not in my way.
Stick that NBN up your clay.
Apparently. Oh, look at the blue ribbon government's in, so they might just start putting it in the blue ribbon seats. Who knows?
Yeah,
but I think actually I don't think they'll do it. I think if anything, and they should do this, is the country should get it first.
Yeah,
the country areas. Why are they rolling it out in Doonside?
Yeah, well, I think they're not.
Blacktown. They've got ADSL2 there, and you got this poor what's his name Brett in Darwin.
Yeah,
can't get Jack. They should be rolling it out there.
Oh, do you know?
Do the country first.
Do you know? I've been to jobs at Mermaid Beach, which is on the Gold Coast.
Yes.
So I suppose how far from the beach? It's just across the highway, so it's probably 200, 300 meters, maybe.
Yes,
from the beach. No internet. This
Yeah.
poor guy sat in his sat in his unit with a dodgy dicky 4G dongle. And that was just in and out.
That is ridiculous.
I know.
How is that possible?
He's in a block of
How
units.
could you not have how could you not? Has he got a phone line? Can't he get ADSL something?
He's got the phone line, but apparently the phone line goes into a switchboard in the units or something, and then that prevents him from the internet from sprouting out into the units. So
that's ridiculous. That's
finished.
So dodgy.
I went to another place just this afternoon down in would have been probably Mermaid Waters, which is it's probably close-ish. Same thing, dongles. Like so many people are just relying on dongles, and it's just
that is
crazy.
unbelievable. It's so expensive to do it that way.
I don't know if Telstra gives them a bit of a discount or whatever, because they can't get something else. But yeah, it's dodgy.
Sure, you can get ADSL one something.
Well, I asked all that. I said, "Well, you sure?" And he goes, "No." He says, "Can't get nothing." He says, "Cannot get a thing." And his 4G was dropping to 3G. Was in and out like a dog's breakfast. It was a joke.
Drive me crazy.
I know. It would.
Good Lord.
It would me too.
Well, here's a lesson for you all: before you buy a house, run the address through the internet checker.
Before we bought this house here, the guy was already under contract, and we thought we'd missed out on it, and then the contract fell through. And we said to the guy at the real estate, "Why did the contract fall through?" And he goes, "Oh, of course the guy did a search.
Couldn't get cable.
He couldn't get cable." And I went, "Oh, that's no good." And my little heart sunk a little bit then as well. And so I thought, let me have a look into that. So anyway, I went back home and I typed the address in, and no cable. And then so I thought, all right, well, what am I going to do? This is no cable. Can't be good. This is not going to be good. And so what happened was I thought, well, hang on a second, Foxtel's in the area. So I'm thinking, why isn't the cable? And then I started typing in everyone else's address around my place, and everyone around my place could get it. And I'm going, what's going on here? And so because I'm on a corner, I type in my other address, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, the other frontage.
My other frontage address. Oh, yes, you're eligible. And I went, okay, cool. So it wasn't eligible. It wasn't eligible on one side, but I was eligible on the other side. And because
it's just the way their database is set up.
That's right. And because I rang them up before I found this out, and they said, if the computer says no, you can't get it, you can't get it. And I said, right.
Yeah, I've had that problem too.
Yeah.
At the not the place I'm in now, but the previous place we were at, I got Foxtel installed. I said, oh, cool, I got Foxtel. I want cable. Sorry, can't get it. I said, what are you talking about? I can get Foxtel. If I can get Foxtel, I can get cable. Are you sure you're getting Foxtel? I said, mate, I'm not an idiot. I've got a box here from Foxtel that says, and I'm just taping the Seinfeld marathon now.
I'm going to sell it.
So he came out, scratched his head, then scratched his ass, jumped in his van, went away, came back an hour later with 3 other blokes and started digging.
Yeah, right. And then they started scratching their heads.
Gave me cable. Bloody database is never right.
It's a joke.
Sometimes you just got to be a little bit lateral in your thinking.
That's
but
right.
Always check with when you move, whether it's a rental or you're buying. Check what the internet coverage is like.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Well, that just about brings us to. Well, it does actually bring us to the end of the show. So. Thanks for joining us this week. Don't forget our facebook.com/Aussie TechHeads, youtube.com/Aussie TechHeads. Watch the video of the show if you so desire. And also the webpage, aussietechheads.com.au. Also, don't forget also the other show through the week, and you can listen to on iTunes as well if you like, is the Aussie Mac Zone, where we get more in depth, I suppose, into the Mac side of things, the Apple side of things. So check that one out too, aussiemaczone.com.au. And it's not just not this panel, it's another fresh crew. So, you don't have to listen to the same voices. It's another crew all together. So go and have a listen to that. Thanks for coming in, Eric. We'll see you again another 10 weeks.
Yeah, maybe sooner. We'll see. I will do my best.
All right.
Maybe 7.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chase. We'll see you next week.
Catch you there.
Good luck down at the Doctor Who proms, whatever you're going to see. Yeah,
great.
Wicked. And Shane, thanks for coming in. We'll see you next week as well.
Yep, no problem.
All right, good stuff. So until then, we wish you a happy week. Bye-bye.